Hello, welcome to Escaping the Echo Chamber. It's been a short time since I've last made a video. I'm working on a couple of things. For those of you that don't know, in addition to running for the chairman's position, the chairmanship of the Manhattan Libertarian Party, I am also running for the U.S. Senate. I've been busy trying to get things together, but I have to do a lot more videos. I'm going to be doing videos for the channel, and I'm also going to be doing videos for my Senate campaign, for the website. So yeah, I've got a bunch of things going on, but I want to make sure to keep getting content out to this channel, Escaping the Echo Chamber. And I have a perfect opportunity to discuss something that's in a lot of people's minds right now, and it's the Kanye West situation. And even though the talk is going to start with Kanye West, I think that's just the catalyst. That's just where it begins. This is bigger than Kanye. But I wanted to address first and foremost the details, or some of the details of Kanye's campaign of free thought. First of all, I can't give Kanye let's get to the statement that a lot of people are disappointed with, some are hurt by. I just think it was completely and utterly stupid. 400 years of slavery sounds like a choice. And then he says something about, all y'all was in slavery for 400. And no, because there were many people that revolted. So right then and there, you're dealing with a factually incorrect statement. Even though as a whole, as a group, this situation lasted, that's less of a choice and more of a situation in terms of the way it's just a ridiculous statement, and it's based on no facts. So if you take a look at the fact that many people revolted, in fact, I started watching a video, I couldn't finish it, of one guy talking about, Team Killmonger, and how that statement that Killmonger makes at the end of Black Panther, jump in the ocean rather than live in bondage. Right there, that's an instance of people who refused to live in those situations. You had people who escaped. Some people, did other things to kill themselves. Some people fought back. Some people planned revolutions, planned revolts. Some were successful. Some had measures of success. Some were thwarted. So to sit there and say that you just have this entire group of people that just chose to say, hey, yeah, we're good with this, is utterly ridiculous and not even based on facts. So first and foremost, if he's sitting there, bigging up people who he on the right, who he claims are factually superior because they have facts to their arguments, he's a clown. He's a liar. He's a fool, because that's not true. The things that you're saying are not even supported by the facts. You're just completely oblivious to the facts of historical reality. So this is when people will then say, okay, no, but that's not what he meant. You know what he meant. Number one, no, I don't know what he meant. Kanye doesn't even know what he meant. And there's a reason why he doesn't know what he meant, because he doesn't know what he's talking about. If you realize he's all over the place, and there's a reason he's all over the place, because he has no clue what he's talking about. He is not, I'm going to get back to why he has no clue of what he's talking about. But let's talk about people trying to say what he meant. Oh, he's talking about mental slavery. He touched on that. So later on, he does touch on that. I'll give you that 100% because then he starts talking about prison, and I had to watch it a couple of times to catch this because he gets cut off. But he says, he and I wish they would have allowed him to continue that thought, just because I would like to see where he takes it. But he says he would rather use the term. Basically, he's saying that would rather use the term prison because prison isn't just talking about black people in terms of slavery or the Holocaust in terms of Jewish people. So he talks about prison. He wants to use that term, mental prison, because people are mentally in a prison. Cool, I can go with that, and I can discuss that. But I think that's a separate and distinct point than the one he initially made. But if you want to go with that point, that he's talking about people mentally in prison, cool. Let's talk about that. Just because people are following the Democratic Party doesn't mean they're the only ones in prison. And that's one of the greatest mistakes, one of the greatest flaws I see individuals running with. You have an individual who says, oh yeah, you got to get off the Democratic plantation. But let's be real. The Republicans got a plantation too. And they've got some people on their plantation. And if we're going to use that metaphor, because I understand it's this. I can definitely understand the arguments against using that metaphor. But if we're going to use that metaphor, there's more than one plantation. The Democrats ain't the only one with one. And now I wanted to transition that to what I was talking about as to how I know that he doesn't know what he's talking about and why he has no facts. Because he's not thinking. He's not exercising free thought. To say that Kanye West is exercising free thought is like saying that a parrot is conversing with you when it's mimicking your speech. That's it. It's mimicking your speech. It's not making any points. It's not being coherent. It's merely repeating words it's heard. Words and sound that it's heard, that's all it's doing is repeating them. That's what Kanye West was doing. That's what Kanye West has been doing. He's repeating tired, trite, ridiculous talking points that were relayed to him by someone that he apparently is a fan of, and he ran with it. He did not do the research. He claims they did the research, but how much research can they do when their statements are factually untrue, when their arguments are not supported by actual facts or reality? But he did not do the research. And I want to actually, because he actually, he compared, a person on the left that he was talking about, how they didn't have real facts, and then this other person on the right who he's a fan of, oh yeah, well, she has real facts. How do you know? And that should have been the question. If we're going to have a discussion about free thought, okay, so you did the research. So you know that her facts are correct. Did you? Because you said he had his own version of facts. This guy on the left had his own version of facts. You're saying this other one, this woman over here had real facts, but never once did you say you did the research. In fact, you later on then says, I don't have strong political opinions. I've never been into politics. So you're admitting you're completely ignorant of what you're talking about, but yet you think your opinion is worthy of any kind of weight? You're admitting you don't know what you're talking about, but then you're saying, oh yeah, but she's making sense. Yeah, she's got real facts. He's just got his own facts, made up facts, and you did no research of your own. That's why you can't call what Kanye West doing free thought. He's merely parroting. He's merely repeating ridiculous statements. And let's say they weren't ridiculous statements. Let's say they were valid statements. If he has no idea the basis by which these statements are made, the facts that they're based on, the line of reasoning to arrive at these opinions and formulate these these ideologies, he's still just parroting facts or parroting statements, parroting opinions, parroting rhetoric, parroting propaganda. That's all he was doing. That's all he is doing. So this discussion of this being about free thought, this isn't about free thought. This is about two competing, ridiculous, flawed ideologies that are just, it's just tribalism. And this side is saying that side is brainwashed. This side is saying that side is brainwashed. And they're both just dummies. They're both just populated by dummies who are just parroting the most ridiculous, the most inane, the most transparently pathetic arguments that just, it's ridiculous. These people are ridiculous on both sides. But in this side, in this case, when you say that 400 years of slavery is a choice, yeah, you're particularly stupid. You know, you stand out in stupidity for that one. So in this case, you know, congratulations. It's not a tie. You win the prize, Kanye. But it's amazing because if you look at the TMZ interview, he starts out with a statement. What did he say? Okay. He says, my subconscious, I had a feeling I was doing something everybody tells you not to do. That's not free thought. That is not free thought. Subconscious. This is what he was reacting to, his subconscious, a feeling. So he starts off the interview by telling you there's no thought involved in what he's doing. It's all about feeling. He later on talks about Trump. He's not going to sit there and tell you, oh, I like Trump's policies about, that's what I initially thought it was. I thought Trump's policy, he was supporting Trump because as a rich person, his bottom line is bettered under Trump. I know people like that. And you know what? I got to say, okay, your bottom line is bettered by Trump's policies. So I got to realize that it actually is in your interest to support Trump. Because had you supported somebody like Hillary, being in the position you are, yeah, you would have taken some serious hits to your wallet. So I get where some people have come because they're making informed choices based on information, based on the reality of how certain policies and certain politicians will affect their life. He's not doing any of that. I thought he was. I thought that's what it was. I thought it was, I was going to say, okay, it's a wild thing. Like Chappelle said, you know, y'all are voting for Trump, but Trump is working for me. I'm rich. Y'all is poor. You know, this is actually going to help me. But that's not what he was talking about. He says, immediately after saying he's not into politics, he doesn't really know anything about politics, he says, I just love Trump. That's all this is. That's what Trump is. That's what Kanye's doing. It's a cult of personality. He's not engaged in any free thought. He's engaged in fandom. He's a fan of Candace Owens. He's a fan of Donald Trump. That's it. Free thought has no bearing on the stupidity and rhetoric and propaganda coming out of his mouth. But we do need to talk about free thought, and we will in our next episode of Escaping the Echo Chamber. Thanks for joining me. Give it a like, share it to all your pages, all your friends. Comment if you agree, comment it, especially if you disagree. Comment, curse me out, say whatever you got to say, so I can get some fuel to address the opposing opinions. Because hey, if we're trying to escape the echo chamber, you can't live in one.